Some of you, or some of us, will still need to chew this further. But what we have said is that God permits insurance, God permits saving, and God permits planning. But let every one of us live according to their measure of grace and faith. And I will tell you, in life, I have believed God so much, having brought up in a Christian background, that, and I think I shared this with you, that one time I had a toothache, and I believed to the healing of the teeth. Now, when I think I was in first year, when I was suffering this, my dad told me, my son, I know I taught you faith, but you know what? When you suffer a toothache, you get it removed. But the lessons I had been taught about faith had sunk so much that I had believed. I had decided to leave faith for me. And I believed, was I being pained? Yes. There are nights I would wake up and sit in the bed and decree what the scripture said. Yes. And I remember one time I had visited my cousin, and we are sharing a bed when this is happening, and by then he had lost like 3 teeth. We are age mates, and he looked at me and said, Peter, you actually led me to Jesus. I've had toothaches. There's a time I prayed and believed, but it didn't happen for me. I had to get my teeth removed. But I didn't listen to all that. Why? I had a measure of faith that believed for the healing of my tooth. Did my tooth get healed? Yes. By the time the pain went, I didn't even know. I was just back in campus doing my own business. And it is still here. To date. That's about over 14 years ago. So, as much as we are saying these things are given in the kingdom, it's like what Paul is saying. Because the law of Moses permitted divorce, we shouldn't take what is permissive and live for the permissive. We should live for God's perfect. And you will see actually Paul calling. Now let's read the first one, Ephesians 4:7, which is where I leave you. So then you realize, as much as you have this measure of grace and faith, you have no excuse. You have to strive towards the mark until you realize the full measure of being like Christ. Ephesians 4:7, which is my last one.
But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ.
Ephesians 4:7? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, it is verse 13. It says, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, and to a perfect man, and to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. So then we have no excuse. As much as you would say, my portion of grace and faith, Paul is calling us to strive to growing in him until we attain his fullness. So that you can actually say to your disciples, if you'd have any, to go to the lake, catch a fish, get the money out of it, go and pay the bill. Now that is the fullness of Christ. So that when you walk into Peter's house and find the mother-in-law lying there because she's sick, you'll just lay your hand on her and she will be healed. She will not have to be taken to hospital. Now that is the fullness of Christ. So we are all called to strive to grow into the fullness of. God bless you.